Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks.net NHL Picks and Stats. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at TE Picks over on X, ready to break down the Monday slate. 10 games to go over today, so we will, of course, jump right into that. First, we'll quickly recap what happened on the Saturday / Sunday show. Andrei Svechnikov did not score, unfortunately, so that play lost. Gold Caulfield continues to produce on Saturday nights, especially against divisional opponents. Caulfield continues to be red hot in the goal scoring department. Wild money line and the over both cashed, but unfortunately, the Wild scored a touchdown, but unfortunately, Boldy did not score. And Jordan Eberle did not get an assist. Took a shot there, but it did not cash. And then yesterday, the only play on the show for Sunday was Charlie McAvoy over half a point. I did mention on the show you could take the assist too for plus money if you wanted. Of course, he got 2 assists here in this game. So a great game by him. And then the premium play yesterday on the site was Anaheim money line. A nice winner there. So a 2-0 sweep on the show yesterday. And looking to start off the week on a good note. And we've got a pretty decent slate of games to talk about today. So we will, of course, jump into that here in just a moment. First, we'll jump into the chat and see what people are thinking. Subaru says, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Appreciate it. Yes, everybody do all those things, and you'll make me a really happy guy. Appreciate it. Hello, Terry. Hi, Timothy. How's it going? Hope all is well. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into it here and start with the very first game, which is the Buffalo Sabres and the Florida Panthers here in this one. Buffalo, minus 105 road dogs. Florida, minus 115 home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. Taking a look at goalies here, Alex Lyon likely for Buffalo, 13-7-3. 2.64 goals against average, 913 save percentage. Sergei Bobrovsky confirmed for Florida, 20-16-1, 3.05 goals against average, 874 save percentage. And when I look at this game here, well, let's start with previous games between the two teams. Florida, 14-3 in the last 17 meetings between these two teams, and 3 of the last 4 have gone under 5.5. When I look at it here, Florida is kind of the reason they're in the position that they are in. I believe 6 points out of a playoff spot is they have not got consistent goaltending from Sergei Bobrovsky this year. He's definitely taken a step back from what he's done the last couple seasons. On the other side, Alex Lyon has been really, really good for the Sabres team. The Sabres team in general has been really good recently. Lyon is coming off a loss here, and over this stretch for the Sabres in their recent games, one of their losses was to this Panthers team during that stretch. So Buffalo will be looking for revenge here. This Panthers team comes in this game having lost 3 games in a row. This is an important game for both teams, but really for this Panthers team, if they want to get into the playoff race, you can't lose against Utah, St. Louis, and Winnipeg, which they have done. So they really need to rack up the wins here. And obviously they've had success against Buffalo, but the Sabres team is just red hot right now overall. Looking at player props here for this game. Alex Tuch has a point in 4 of his last 5 games. I'm saying minus 120 for a point. Jack Quinn has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, minus 105. Same thing with Ryan McLeod. 4 of his last 5 games, plus 115. Dahlin has been hot recently, but his point prop would have to be a parlay piece. 4 games in a row, 9 of his last 10 with a point. Dahlin, like I said, has been red hot. Matthias Samuelsson has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 195. Heading into this one. Alex Tuch, Sam Reinhart, both have scored in 3 of their last 5 games. Tuck plus 230, Reinhart plus 140. And then assist streaks, Ryan McLeod assist 4 of his last 5 games plus 170. Dahlin has an assist in 3 games in a row plus 100 here in this one. We'll go to the chat here. Hello, Terry. What's good? Hey, Gabriel. How's it going? Hope all is well. Lion revenge spot. Yeah. And off a loss, too. And off a loss. Buffalo was plus 114 last night. Now minus 105. I think they win. Yeah, money's probably coming in on the Sabres here in this spot. And I do think they win, too. Good morning, Terry. Hey, Brian. How's it going? What's up, Terry? Happy to be out of January and into a new month. Last month was brutal for me, but I won yesterday, so hope to do it again today. I wish you good luck. Wish you good luck. Pod Degen coming in to say hello from Garden City, Colorado, thanking for the time and reminding everyone to hit that like button. Thank you, Pod Degen. Appreciate it as always. Terry, my good man, how's it going, Kyle? How are things? Josh Doan has 2 goals in 3 games versus Bob, plus 350. Okay. Sam Bennett for a goal. All right. I don't think how has he been doing recently? Let's see. Sam Bennett hasn't been doing all that well recently, but has had success against Buffalo. 5 of his last 9 games against Buffalo, he has scored. So, does have some success against the Sabres. Happy Sharks Hawks player props day for those participating. I think that's a Hawk. Oh, Buffalo. Sharks, Buffalo. Okay, player props. Dahlin assist plus 3 games in a row with an assist. Not a bad look. But we'll continue on along to our next game, which is the New York Islanders and the Washington Capitals. Islanders plus 110 road dogs. Capitals minus 130 home favorites. And a total 6.5 here in this one. Washington has won 3 of the last 4 games between these two teams. 5 games in a row going under 6.5, and 4 of the last 5 have gone under 5.5 between these two teams. So very low scoring games for the most part. The road team has won all 3 games this year, and 4 games in a row going back to last year. This is the member play of the day. So if you hit that join button, you will see my premium play in this game posted in the membership section when the show is done. But looking at goalies here in this one, let's see here. David Riddick confirmed for the Islanders, and Clay Stevenson making his second consecutive start here for the Capitals, and he won his first game. He got the 4-3 overtime win against the Carolina Hurricanes. And then Riddick got the win in his last game, which snapped a 3-game losing streak. So Riddick hasn't necessarily been in the best form overall recently in this one. Let's take a look here at player props. Let's see here. Point props here in this one with value. Matthew Schaefer, over half a point, 3 games in a row, plus 105. I think he is a good play here for a point. Goal streaks, Dylan Strome has scored in 3 of his last 5, plus 215. Barzal and Jean-Gabriel Pageau, both 3 of their last 5, plus 250 for Barzal, plus 550 for Pageau. And then Matthew Schaefer has scored in back-to-back games, plus 475 for the Islanders. And then assist streaks, Jacob Chychrun assists in 4 games in a row, plus 105. Carlson Wilson also getting some assists recently, 3 of their last 5 games here. If I was looking at player props here in this one, I would probably look towards the defensemen, Schaefer and Chychrun. Schaefer point, Chychrun assist is what I would be looking at here for player props here in this one. Hey, Terry, best of luck. Been a while. January took it light. Hey, nothing wrong with that. First day back capping in 3 weeks. I'm going to cap the Olympics this week, too. February should be good. Smash that like, peeps. Thank you, Bleed. Yeah, I'm going to be low volume with the Olympics, but we'll be doing that as well. And hey, Bleed, I'm doing. I guess actually this is a great time to officially announce it. So I'll quickly go to the main screen here. Instead of taking the Olympic break off to relax, like a lot of people are doing, I'm going to be doing a video for all 32 NHL teams, taking a look at their season so far. So we're going to look at the standings, looking at player stats. I'll be giving a grade from A plus to F for all 32 teams, and then taking a look at future bets. So each team is going to get their own show. If you are interested in coming on to talk about your favorite team, feel free to reach out to me over on X at TPicks or Let's Go Wild Picks. But yeah, super excited, all 32 teams, and I'm going to have guests, maybe not on every show, but I'll be having guests on quite a few shows for each team. So, Bleed, if you want to come and talk about the Avs, feel free to reach out. Red Like Riddick. There you go. And Strome for a point. Yeah, that's a good parlay piece. He's been hot recently for the Capitals. But we will continue on along to our next game, which is the Ottawa Senators. And I'm breaking down all 10 games today, by the way. Ottawa minus 120, road favorites. The Pittsburgh Penguins plus 100 home dogs, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. Linus Ullmark confirmed for Ottawa. Artur Chivos confirmed for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Pretty similar numbers overall between both goalies. Not a real big goalie edge for either side. Here in this one, how do these two teams do against each other? Well, Ottawa 7-0-1 in the last 8 games between these two teams. 5 games in a row have gone under 5.5, and 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone to overtime. When these two teams face each other, we tend to get very close, low-scoring games, and the Sens usually finding a way to win. But when I look at this game here, I kind of lean towards the Penguins a little bit here. They've been absolutely red hot, and they've been scoring goals. 4 against Calgary, 6 against Edmonton, only 3 against Vancouver, but then 6 against Chicago, 6 against the Rangers. So the Penguins' offense is doing really well right now. The Senators have been in their losing streak, but they've won 3 games in a row. 7-1 against Vegas, 5-2 against Colorado, and 4-1 against the Devils. So both teams are scoring quite a bit recently. Both teams overall not letting a lot of goals in. Now, Pittsburgh, the last game, did give up 5. But previous to that, it was 1 or 2 goals each game. This one's tricky. I think the draw is a great play. If you wanted to bet something here in this game with 4 of the last 6 games between these two teams going to overtime. Now, neither team has really gone to overtime a lot recently, but both teams are winning games, playing well right now. I could see this being a close game, and I could see it going to overtime. So that would be my lean when it comes to the side or total. I have no idea who wins this. I think it's going to be a coin flip here in this one. Igor Chinnikov has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 120. Anthony Mantha is red hot, points in 4 games in a row, minus 103 for the Penguins. Goal streaks, quite a few guys have scored in 3 of their last 5. Brady Tkachuk, Anthony Mantha, Tim Stützle, all have scored in back-to-back games and in 3 of their last 5. Ben Kindle has scored in 3 games in a row for Pittsburgh. And then Chinnikov and Malkin have both scored in 3 of their last 5, but did not score in their last game. So quite a few guys in goal streaks here. In this one, no power play point streaks to really talk about here. And then assists, Malkin, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 105. Jake Sanderson, 4 of his last 5 games, minus 105. Tim Stützle assists 3 games in a row, plus 100 here in this one. But we'll go to the chat here. Let's see. Okay. Justin Brazeau's birthday today. Playing on the first line with Sid and Raquel. Over half a point, plus 116. Not a bad look. Not a bad look. Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light. There you go. Brazeau been on that line for last 2 to 3 games and 0 points. Wouldn't be shocked if he gets pushed off it. Okay. I like the Pens. Yeah, they're playing really well right now. They are. I'd be down, my friend, like old times, Wild Rotarian friends. Yeah, that's how we started. Bleed was an original guy on there, of course. You know I'm the Avs go-to guy, of course. That's why I asked. Even though I live in Montreal and Ontario. Yeah, like exactly like me. We both cheer for teams in the States, far away. But you like Igor for a goal, Terry? He has been doing well. 3 of his last 5 games with a goal. But no, I'm not on it. This game, both teams are scoring a lot recently, but such a heavy under history kind of scares me a little bit. Pens were minus 120 last night and this morning and are now plus 100. Yeah, the line completely switched. Novak centering 2C is regressing. Problem here, Mantha will continue point streak. I can agree with that. Over 6.5, I could see that. But I could see the under as well. My concern with the Pens is that they have built this win streak against weaker teams: Seattle, Edmonton, Vancouver, Chicago, Calgary, Rangers. That's true. Yeah, I'm liking Mantha and Kindle tonight. They've been well together. There we go. They have. Cousins plus Cousins. Anytime point parlay. Interesting combo there, Tommy. Pittsburgh anytime. I was going to say Pittsburgh anytime goal. Anytime power play goal. All right. Yeah, I know the Sens PK has been horrible on the season so far, but I believe it's been getting better the last few games. We'll see if it can keep going. Ottawa is a very weak team, so the streak should continue, JD. Yeah, we'll see. Brazeau is an absolute bum. Boog not very happy. Thank you, Padigen, for the coffee. Thank you for your time and insight. I really appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, Brazeau has been a bum as of late, considering playing on the top line with Crosby. Yeah, you should be better. But Crosby's lines hasn't necessarily been doing all that well at all recently either. It's been Malkin, and then it's been the Mantha line that's really been producing. Linus Ullmark is 7-0, 2.32 goals against average, 930 save percentage versus Pitt. Wow. That's really good numbers, obviously. So this game will be interesting. But moving on along to our next one. Don't worry. You guys have been waiting for plays. You're going to get some. Montreal Canadiens plus 110, road dogs. Minnesota minus 130, home favorites. And a total of 6.5 here in this one. Philip Gustafsson confirmed for the Wild. Jesper Wallstedt is sick with the flu. From what I've read here from Michael Russo reporting that he was highly likely very sick against Edmonton, but powered through it and got the win against the Oilers. He will get the day off, that's for sure. Won't back up. It'll be Cal Peterson backing up Gustafsson here. No one yet confirmed for Montreal. Jakub Dobish listed as unconfirmed here in this one. How do these two teams do against each other? Well, it's very one-sided. The Wild winning 18 of the last 20 games between these two teams. It's been one-sided for a long time. Now, the Montreal Canadiens finally beat the Wild in the first meeting this year, 4-3 in regulation, getting that win before it went to overtime. 3 of the last 5 between these two teams have gone over 6.5. The Wild have won 11 consecutive home games against the Habs. 6 of the last 8 in Minnesota going over 6.5. And the Wild have scored at least 4 goals in 7 of their last 8 home games against Montreal. When I look at this game here, I think the Wild wins a high-scoring game. So if you wanted to look at Wild money line, if you wanted to look at the over, or if you wanted to look at Wild team total over, I think all 3 of those plays cash. The Wild did have a little bit of a stretch there where they had gone cold. where they had lost some games. Now, they were lucky to get those losses in overtime, but they had a stretch there where they lost 5 of 6. But since then, have now won. They're now 6-1-1 in their last 8 games. That one regulation loss was to Montreal, the 4-3 loss to the Habs in that game. I think the Wild make it 12 in a row at home against this Habs team. I think they get some revenge for that game, which was their only regulation loss during their last stretch. And I think it's a high-scoring game. If you have been living under a rock and you haven't noticed, the Wild have been involved in some very high-scoring games recently. And a reason for it has been their offense and their power play. The Wild's power play has been absolutely dangerous as of late, which I'll get to more in a little bit here in a second. But first, goal Caulfield, anytime goal, plus 150. Are we betting it again? Of course we are. I shouldn't even have to answer that question. Caulfield has scored a goal in 7 of his last 8 games. Right there, that's good enough to make my card. Right there. 3 multi-goal performances during that stretch. He scored against Minnesota in the game, the January 20th game, getting that win, preventing the Wild from even getting a point in that game. And he's scored in 4 consecutive road games. The last 3 road games, he scored 2 goals in all 3 games. Cole Caulfield is absolutely red hot right now. And now he gets to face the general manager that left him off Team USA. I think Caulfield will be incredibly motivated to keep this goal streak going. Goal Caulfield, anytime goal, plus 150. I don't even know what else to say. So I won't say anything else. But no, we're not done yet. Give me Kirill the Thrill, anytime goal, Kirill Kaprizov, plus 110 here in this game. Kirill scored in 4 of his last 5 games. He's also scored in 4 of his last 5 games against Montreal. He did not score in that first meeting between the two teams a few weeks ago, but his goal scoring started right after that game. The Wild have the 6th best power play in the league. Montreal, the 26th ranked penalty kill. The Wild's power play has been absolutely red hot recently. Kaprizov, a power play point in 4 of his last 5 games. If Montreal takes penalties in this game, they're going to pay for it. And Kirill is red hot. So I know plus 110, not great value, but I think he scores. So we're going to take him at plus 110 here in this one. But looking at some other players here that are doing well, point-wise with value, Nick Suzuki, over 1.5 points. 4 of his last 5 games, 7 of his last 10, plus 190. Suzuki is red hot. Matheson, 0.4 of his last 5 games, plus 210. Brock Faber has a point in 3 of his last 5 back-to-back games, plus 106. Tarasenko, Kapanen, both points in back-to-back games. Noah Dobson, a point in 3 games in a row for Montreal, plus 164. Lots of guys with value for point props. Guys in goal streaks, of course, Kaprizov and Caulfield, I've already mentioned. Joel Eriksson has scored in 3 of his last 5 for the Wild, plus 210. He's been really noticeable offensively. And then Juraj Slafkovsky has scored in back-to-back games for Montreal, plus 250. Kaprizov, Quinn Hughes, both power play points in 4 of their last 5 games, both plus 140. So if you wanted to back Quinn Hughes, power play point is the best way to go. Suzuki, power play point back-to-back games for Montreal. And then assist streaks, Boldy, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 137. Mike Matheson, 4 of his last 5 games, plus 273. Joel Eriksson has an assist in 3 games in a row, plus 153. And Faber, back-to-back games, plus 145. So lots of players with value here in this game. See, you mean the Ottawa team that beat Colorado, Vegas, and handed Columbus their only loss under bonus? Yeah, they're doing good recently. They are. Is Dobich confirmed? Dobish and Gus confirmed. Habs finally got the Wild last game, but series history loves the Wild. Yes. He finally beat us, Slats. He finally beat us. Caulfield, Suzuki, Hughes, Boldy, over half a point parlay. I like it. I like it. Born to be Wild, Bong Rip. There you go. There you go. That's a good song to listen to there when you're hitting the bong. Wild 16-2, run to the full game over. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And like I said, 6 of the last 8 between the two teams in Minnesota have gone over 6.5 as well. Boldy, 5 goals in 7 games versus Montreal, plus 160. And I'm not betting him today, so watch, he will score, because I bet him the last game against Edmonton. He didn't score, so he probably will score tonight against the Habs. That's just how it goes. Dobish, you say? Boldy? Okay. Oh, first goal? First goal. Okay. Goal, Caulfield, anytime goal. Bill Guerin, can you hear me? Can you see me? Yes. Caulfield's absolutely red hot, and if he didn't even need any extra motivation, but there's definitely going to be some extra motivation there. So, yes. Zook power play point plus 210. Okay, interesting. Kirill for anytime goal, I agree. Not the best price, but I like him. Smash like button, you filthy animals. Thanks, Podgen. Ha 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 at West Coast Hockey. Sprinkle Caulfield 3 points for cannabis and snacks money for days. There you go. Hudson plus Quinn Hughes assist parlay plus 140. I like that. I like that. I would pay money to smoke with Terry. Well, take a trip out to Ontario, Canada. Come on over, Addison. It's completely legal here. So, Kaprizov over 1.5 points plus 150, and there's dispensaries like every corner now. Plus 150, not bad value. No, it's not. Sorry, Addison. But we'll continue on along with our next game. The St. Louis Blues and the Nashville Predators. The Blues plus 120 road dogs. Nashville minus 140 home favorites, and a total of 6 here in this one. Of course, the big news around Nashville today is that Barry Trotz has decided to step down as general manager of the Predators. He'll remain there until they hire their next full-time general manager. So, now I'm not saying that the Predators, because this is a different situation than with Buffalo, but of course we did see Buffalo turn into a completely different team overnight when they had a general manager change. So could we see that happen here with Nashville? Like I said, it's a little bit of a different situation overall. So I don't know if we quite see the same effect there. But looking at previous games between these two teams, the Blues 5-2 in the last 7 meetings, 4 of the last 6 going under 5.5. So low scoring games here between these two teams for the most part, with the Blues finding a way to win. Joel Hofer unconfirmed, DC Saros unconfirmed here in this one. I have no interest in going anywhere near this game. I don't. But there are some players to mention. Jimmy Snuggerud, point, 4 games in a row, plus 124. He has some value. Dalibor Dvorsky has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 155. Jonathan Marchessault has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, plus 140 here in this one. Philip Forsberg, Jimmy Snuggerud, and Jonathan Berggren all have scored in back-to-back games. All at different odds. Shop your lines. Power play point. Stamkos and Yossi both have power play points in 4 of their last 5 games and are facing a penalty kill that is, I think, ranked 26. Plus 200 for Stamkos, plus 180 for Yossi here in this one. If it wasn't such a heavy under history, I might sprinkle on that, but not going to get to it here. And then not much for assists to really look at here in this game. Not one of my favorite games of the night, but that shouldn't surprise anybody. Boldy, power play point plus 210. I don't hate it. Terry for Prez? Terry for Prime Minister. Terry for Prime Minister, Kyle. Stamkos anytime goal. He's red hot right now. Couldn't talk you off it. Kirill Kaprizov goal plus 2 points with Cole Caulfield goal 2 points plus 1,300. Wow, Rich. I like it. There's definitely a lot of value there. I like it. Putting on my Snuggerud point, anytime goal, career best 4-game point streak with 6 points, seeking to be the first Blues rookie with a 5-game point streak since Robbie Fabry. Wow. All right. Yeah, he's been hot. He's been hot recently. Change in head coach or management narrative, Street, always worth a sprinkle, in my opinion. Yeah. The issue, though, the Preds at minus 140, it's kind of tough here unless you wanted to go with them in regulation, but I love the goal in first 10 in this game. It's only minus 136 at FanDuel. All right. Hide your wives. Dvorsky has 2 goals in 3 games versus Saros, plus 350, and he's been hot recently. Jimmy Snuggerud point, plus 128, 4-game point streak. Yeah. There you go. Stamkos anytime goal. Says Jay's back, and Bleed says Stammer over 1.5 points. Been a good look too. Been hot, and he's killed the Blues this season. All right, let's go see here. Let's see. Yeah, he's got points in 8 of his last 11 against the Blues. A 2-point, a 3-point, a 2-point, and a 4-point game during that stretch. So yes, he enjoys facing the Blues. That's for sure. Points in 4 or 5, a 3-point game against Ottawa. So yeah, he's been hot. When's the last time Saros got a break? I'd love to see Annunen. I'm not sure. And yes, he has. Completely agree. But we'll move on along. Oh, not quite yet. Nick Perbix has 7 points in 8 games versus St. Louis. Points, both assists in 2 of 3 games this season. In Canada, Betano has his points and assist prop. His goal prop is widely available, plus 1,200. All right, very nice. Some great value there. But we'll move on along to our next game, which maybe in about 3 years, this might be a game that we say is the game of the night. Maybe 3-ish years. Here, we've got the Sharks and the Blackhawks. Macklin Celebrini against Connor Bedard. The Sharks minus 115 road favorites. The Hawks minus 105 home dogs. And a total of 6 here in this one. San Jose has won the last 2 games between the 2 teams. Chicago had won the previous 5. So they had more success till the most recent meetings. 2 overs, 1 under, and 2 pushes when it comes to a total of 6. And the home team has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams. Spencer Knight likely for the Hawks, and Yaroslav Askarov unconfirmed for the Sharks. When I look at this one here, when it comes to the side, I backed the Sharks back-to-back games, and they've lost. They lost when they had a 3-0 lead against the Oilers, which hurt, and then they lost 3-2 against the Flames, which hurt even more. Now they're facing this Hawks team who's lost 5 games in a row. The Hawks have just not been doing well, and they've been giving up quite a bit of goals recently. 5 to Florida, 4-3 shootout loss to Minnesota, 6-2 loss to Pittsburgh, and a 4-2 loss to Columbus. And no, you can't blame Soderblom for all those games because Spencer Knight started 3 of those losses for the Hawks. If we look at Knight over his last 4 games, 3 against Carolina, 4 against Florida, 3 against Minnesota, 3 against Columbus. So Spencer Knight is giving up 3+ goals a game as of late. And so he's not really in the best form overall. And now he's got this young Sharks team coming in here. When it comes to the side, side or total, I'm not going to get to anything here. As much as I do like the Sharks and as much as I would like to see them beat the Hawks, because I've said, and I'm going to stick to this, Celebrini is going to have the better career than Bedard. I don't think it's going to be that close either when all is said and done. But I think the Hawks might get the win here. Just kind of my gut feeling. I think the Hawks might get the win here. The home team has done so well. Would not shock me to see this be a 5-4 type of game, and potentially an overtime game as well. I could see overtime here. But play number one is Will Smith. Anytime goal plus 210 for the San Jose Sharks. He has scored in 2 of his last 3 games, both road games. He's also scored in back-to-back games against Chicago. He's played them 3 times, didn't score in the first game. He scored in back-to-back games since then, 2 goals in the one game, 1 goal in the other. Last 2 games, he's got 4 and 5 shots on goal, so he's been shooting the puck a lot. And this Blackhawks team has lost 8 of their last 10, and they've given up 4 or more goals in 4 games in a row. So I like Will Smith, anytime goal plus 210. And while it's not going to be a full unit play, I did have to sprinkle on him. Give me Adam Gaudette, anytime goal plus 500 here for a small quarter unit play here in this one. Gaudette has scored in 3 games in a row for this Sharks team. He's found the back of the net, and of it not shooting the puck a lot. 2 shots on goal. 1 game he only had 1, but he still found a way to score against Edmonton. 1 shot, so not shooting the puck a lot, but 3 games in a row with a goal facing this Hawks team who's struggling defensively and in net. I had to sprinkle on him because if he scored 4 games in a row and I didn't have a sprinkle on it, I would have been pissed off here in this spot. So we'll take him. Adam Gaudette plus 500 here in this one. Point props, guys with value. William Eklund has a point 4 of his last 5 games, minus 110. Here, Frank Nazar has a point back-to-back games for the Hawks, minus 110 as well. I mentioned Gaudette. Connor Bedard has scored in back-to-back games for the Hawks, plus 155. Wouldn't be surprised to see some people do some Celebrini goal, Connor Bedard goal parlays. Now, I'm hoping that Bedard doesn't hog the puck. Make sure to give it to Will Smith so he can score a goal too. But we'll see what happens there. Power play point streaks, Will Smith, power play point 3 of his last 5 games, plus 260. And then assist streaks, Eklund, 3 games in a row, plus 167 with an assist here in this one. We'll go to the chat and see what people are thinking. Nashville puck line and alternate puck line. Okay. Last 7 wins for Nashville over St. Louis have been by 3 goals or more. All right. I like it. Hey, if the GM change angle affects and works for Nashville, then yeah, this could be a blowout for sure. For sure. Battle of the next gen. Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. West Coast Trooper, anytime goal. All right. I probably should know who that is, but I think I talk about Celebrini. Let me know. Both for 2 points. I think we see pace right before the Olympics. Macklin going to Italy. Bedsy staying home. There you go. Will Smith, fire. Yes, I like Smith here. Both boys for 2+ points is an interesting look. I think we get a high-paced game. Macklin going to the Olympics. Bedsy's, I think they show up. We'll see. I could totally see it. Over 6. Yeah, I lean that way. I could see it being a push too, so we'll see. Bertuzzi has had goals against them at home. All right. To be fair to Bedard, he's not a natural center, and the current roster favors Macklin. Next year, Hawks have some solid prospects that are going to come in. Yeah, like it's not going to be a blowout, but I do think Celebrini is the better overall player. If I had to choose one between him and Bedard, it would be an easy choice. And no, that's not because I dislike Bedard. Celebrini is going to be the face of the NHL one day. No Sherwood tonight to fully babysitting Smith and Celebrini on the top line. Oh, so no more Graf? Poor Graf. He gets. Did he get shipped off to the third line? It still shows him currently, but yeah, the lines haven't been updated yet. So we'll see. We'll see who's playing with who. Dickerson, anytime goal. Oh, Trooper from Iron Maiden. Okay. There you go. But moving on along to our next game, the Winnipeg Jets and the Dallas Stars. Winnipeg plus 125, road dogs. Dallas minus 150, home favorites. Total 5.5 here in this one. Dallas has won back-to-back games against Winnipeg this season. Back-to-back games going over 6.5 between these two. Let's see here. Goalies. Hellebuck likely, Ottinger confirmed. So the goalies you would expect, extremely similar numbers overall. 2.71 goals against average for Hellebuck, 2.74 for Ottinger, 902 save percentage for Hellebuck, 898 save percentage for Ottinger. So not really any kind of goalie advantage here in this one. The Dallas Stars, kind of like the Minnesota Wild, had a funk there where they were kind of losing a stretch of games. Now Dallas is a little bit longer, but both have kind of ended their funks recently. Dallas has now won 4 games in a row. Back-to-back games against the Blues, a shootout win against Vegas, and a 3-2 win against Utah. So haven't really been the most impressive wins, but wins nonetheless. The Jets, 2-1 on this road trip so far, beating New Jersey and Florida and losing to the Tampa Bay Lightning. When I look at this one here, I think Dallas wins this game, but minus 150 out of my price range. No, I don't want to take the Stars in reg. Their last 4 games have all been 1-goal games. Obviously, the shootout win against Vegas. I could see this being a close game. I don't feel comfortable taking Dallas in reg, so ultimately going to stay off the side or total here in this one. Looking at player props, the hottest player in this game right now is Matt Duchene, as a point 4 games in a row for Dallas, plus 100 here in this one. He's also scored in 4 games in a row, plus 290. Doesn't have a lot of success against Winnipeg, and by when I mean doesn't have a lot of success, 1 goal in it looks about 20 games around there. He's got 1 goal against Winnipeg. Duchene does not do well against Winnipeg whatsoever. Johnston scored in back-to-back games, plus 160 here in this one. And then assist streaks, Rantanen, minus 145, no value there. 3 games in a row with an assist. Not a lot of value points-wise, or sorry, player prop-wise here in this game, except for Duchene. But the line combos I gave are from the Sharks beat writer on the scene. Okay, there you go. That's better then. He knows more than Daily Face-Off. So, yeah, I guess poor Graf got sent down to the third line again. Dickinson. All right. Good card tonight. Best of luck to everyone. Got to fly out, still work. Hey, have a good one, Bleed. We'll talk to you later. Montreal, Mini, St. Louis, Nashville, all to score 2 goals or more, plus 137. Available at MGM. Interesting. Okay, I like it. Winnipeg Jets first period money line, plus 118. All right. Dallas has earned points in 10 of their last 12 games played versus Winnipeg at home, 9-2-1. Yeah, I do think the Stars are the right side. I just don't see a way that I want to bet them here in this one. Detroit and Colorado facing off again. Detroit plus 160 road dogs. Colorado minus 190 home favorites, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. Gibson unconfirmed. Mackenzie Blackwood likely here in this one. Colorado 14-0-1 in the last 15 games between these two teams. It's been very one-sided. 3 of the last 5 going under 5.5. But despite that, Colorado scored at least 5 goals in 7 of their last 9 games against Detroit. This has been a completely domination for the Colorado Avalanche, including the game that we just saw, Colorado winning 5-0. So scoring 5, but the game still staying under in that one. It's tough to beat a team, as I've said in previous shows. It's tough to beat a team in the regular season back-to-back like this. But I can't take Detroit here. While I did back them a couple games there, they have been so good off a loss. Well, now they've lost 3 in a row. And having to face this Avalanche team again, it's not a great spot for either team here. But I can't back Detroit. I can't. Not with how Colorado's completely dominated them. The Avs kind of did look a little bit sluggish there for a few games, but now they're starting to heat up again, winning winning the last game. So actually back-to-back losses before that. So who knows? Maybe the Wings win this game, but I can't get involved. Cannot get involved. Point props with value, none. Ross Colton has a point back-to-back games, plus 132. He's also scored in back-to-back games, plus 360. And then assist streaks. Nishushkin has an assist in back-to-back games, plus 145. That's basically about it here. Not a lot of streaks here in this one. Don't any of you guys work? Hey, some people work and still jump in the chat, but Road Hellebuck stinks. Dallas team total over 3.5 plus 124. All right. And Lando laughing. We'll continue on along. Got 2 more games left. The Vancouver Canucks and the Utah Mammoth here in this one. Vancouver plus 220 road dogs. Utah minus 270 home favorites. And a total of 6.5 here in this one. Utah has never lost to Vancouver since moving over from Arizona. Utah 4-0-0 in those 4 games. All 4 games under 5.5. And the Canucks scored 2 or less in all 4 games against Utah. So Utah has had success here against Vancouver. When I look at this game here, Krell Vejmelka likely for Utah. No one yet confirmed for the Canucks. Now, if Vancouver wants to continue on with their tanking, you might want to put Lankinen in a net. You might not want to put Tolopilo in that because he's been actually played very well so far. Or he's played well the last couple starts for the Canucks. Utah most likely wins this game, but how can you bet it? If you want to take Utah by 2, it's not even plus money. I get Utah should be a big favorite here in this game, but this might be a little bit too big of a favorite for me to get involved in. Well, it is. It is way too big of a favorite for me to get involved in sidewise. So gonna stay off. Really heavy under history as well. So this game is a tough one. Player prop wise, if I was getting to something, it would be Barrett Hayden over 0.5 point. 3 games in a row, 4 of his last 5, minus 103. He's been hot for the Utah Mammoth. Kailer Yamamoto has scored in back-to-back games, plus 475 for Utah. And then assist streaks, Elias Pettersson has an assist in 4 of his last 5 for Vancouver, plus 153. Barrett Hayden has an assist in back-to-back games, plus 182 here in this one. Anytime goal parlay plus 11,000 for all the cannabis snacks money till 20. There you go. Avs team total over 3.5 minus 120. Gibson is starting to fade off. I wonder if we might see Talbot here. That's what I'm wondering, but that's pretty good odds, minus 120 for the 3.5. Yamamoto, anytime goal plus 530. He's red hot. Veggies confirmed. Call 1-800-GAMBLER in this game. Yeah, I can agree with that a little bit, but Yamamoto back-to-back games with 2 goals. Okay, so he's absolutely red hot right now. So maybe not 1-800-GAMBLER. Maybe a couple props you could look at with Hayden and Yamamoto here in this one. But final game of the night, we've got the Leafs and the Flames. The Leafs minus 115, road favorites. The Flames minus 105, home dogs. Total 6.5 here in this one. And this is a very one-sided series. Toronto has won 7 games in a row against the Flames. 7 of the last 8 meetings have gone over 6.5. Very high-scoring games between these two teams. And the Leafs have scored at least 4 goals in 5 games in a row against Calgary. So while these two teams only face each other twice per year, tends to be a pretty exciting, high-scoring game with the Leafs finding a way to win. When I look at this game, I see a high-scoring game with the Leafs probably finding a way to win. But I've got zero interest in putting my money on the Leafs right now. Finally, against the Canucks, 3-2 shootout win, they didn't allow 4+ goals. The Flames have been for their last 5 games, they've gone under 5.5. They finally scored more than 1 goal in their last game against San Jose, a 3-2 win there. But 3 of their previous 4 games, they had scored 1 goal in each game. So the Flames offense, I don't trust them right now. The Leafs should definitely win this game. At -115, I do think there's value. With that being said, though, I don't trust this Leafs team. I don't trust them. Stolar is unconfirmed. Dustin Wolf confirmed here in this game. Player props with value. Max Domi is a point in 5 games in a row, 7 of his last 10, -105. Jonathan Huberdeau is a point in 3 games in a row, +105, and has really enjoyed facing Toronto. Points in 6 of his last 7 games against Toronto, 2 multi-point games during that stretch. So Huberdeau has been a bit of a Leafs killer in the past. Frost has scored in back-to-back games, 3 of his last 5. Nylander and Max Domi have scored in 3 of their last 5 games as well. And then assist streaks. Huberdeau back-to-back games with an assist, +180. But that's basically about it here in this one. My sad sack Nucks team total under 2.5, -125. I could see that. I could see that. They've had trouble with Utah. I don't know what happened there. Why it froze. That's okay. Terry for commish. Thanks, Kyle. These are not your daddy's Leafs. Yeah, and your daddy's Leafs probably still suck too. Sorry, Leafs fans. I apologize. Toronto over 6, -130. I could see that. It's been a very high-scoring series. Can the Flames help out with that offense, though? They should be able to against the Leafs, but we'll have to see. That's today's slate. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe button. Hit the join button if you want my member play of the day. And if you want all my premium plays, head over to picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. Otherwise, thanks guys for watching. Best of luck in the NHL tonight. And we'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode. Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Stats. Robert likes the draw here. Kyle's working. All right. Flames first period money line, full game money line. Leafs team total under 3. Flames have given up 2 goals or less in 18 of their 22 wins. Morgan Frost has scored the Flames' first goal in 3 of 4, +1100 for the Flames first. All right. Ain't Nylander from there. All right. Terry's saying that quiet part out loud. Did I say something quietly? I didn't mean to. Thank you for your time. Thanks, Podg Jen. Thanks, Addison. Best of luck, everyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, guys.